What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of SmackDown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Including Rhea Ripley injured, the women in WWE were disgusted by Brock Lesnar's return. Who wrecked Jacob Fatu? AJ Styles bids farewell to Japan. The former WWE star announces a retirement, and much more. As always, we won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good. As number one, the MFTs versus the Wyatts could be off. And what do you do when you have two bloated factions that are getting the collective reaction of fans watching a Nia Jax match? In WWE's case, the best solution seems to be throwing them at each other in a horse fight that will hopefully be so violent and brutal that fans start to care about them. The MFTs and the Wires just haven't been able to get over despite very strong pushes. At this point, WWE may feel they can kill two birds with one stone, throwing them into a feud that keeps them from dragging down other talents, and with any luck, get one or both groups over. Number two, a big return and a bigger win. Tonight's Return of the Dragon was a kind of surprise moment that gets wrestling fans here, and WWE added to Ilya Dragunov's return by having him win the US Championship from Sami Zayn. Sporting a new neck tattoo, Dragunov's surprise appearance after a year on the shelf and a title win is a kind of OMG moment fans expect. It'll be interesting to see if an equally effective push ensues. Number three, a solid women's tag team title match. And Zar Rooker of Soul Rooker and Zarya ready for a run with the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. While a cynic would argue that it doesn't matter who holds the titles, as, let's face it hasn't had the best history. The two talents aren't quite there in terms of ring work, but they're definitely improving quickly, and their title shot against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss gave them valuable TV time and showed that they are forced to be reckoned with. Number four, Aleister Black and Zelina Vega are off to a great start. New pairing of real-life husband and wife. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega is off to a great start, as Vega's interference in last week's Black vs. Diamond Priest was definitely a good preview of what Vega can do as part of Black's act. While Vega is a competent wrestler, her real value has always been as a manager and personality. And if last night's high video with Aleister Black was any proof of things to come, she's a perfect fit for his otherworldly character. This super couple is bound to have Karrion Kross and Scarlett fans thinking WWE dumped Kross and Scarlett for their own version of the Karrion Scarlett act. However, Black has been doing his quasi-supernatural gimmick for years. Of course, WWE will now have an instant feud ready if it brings Karen and his wife back, which kind of seems unlikely, but we could see Lola coming to the aid of Diamond Priest. That was a good one. About the bad is number one. Sami can't hold on to a title. Ilya Dragunov's US Championship win was a great surprise and hopefully the beginning of a real push, but it was a major letdown for Sami Zayn fans who seemed to enjoy his open challenge for the US title and were happy to see him wearing championship gold again, as well as bringing back the title to its former glory. Regrettably, this latest title reign appears to be just another short-lived run for Sami, who's never had a dominant run with any WWE title. In fact, his longest being his unified tag team championship reign with Kevin Owens that ran around 154 days. And where was Shinsuke? Shinsuke Nakamura's appearance last week against Sami Zayn and subsequent beat down by the MFT seemed like a great way to bring Shinsuke back on television and put him into a serious feud. At first, fans always enjoyed the artist work, so putting him into a program with Solar Sako's faction showed some potential. Add in the fact that this is the first time the MFTs have crossed paths with the King of Strong Style, and there's history behind the feud. So why didn't WWE have Nakamura cut a promo on the MFTs, which could have that he's injured, but he's also ready for revenge? Instead, fans got a quick name drop from SmackDown general manager Nick Aldis, and that was it. While Nakamura was busy competing in Japan, it would have been great if they continued on this storyline. Judging from the MFTs versus the Wyatt 6 showdown, Shinsuke's appearance last week may have been a one-off to get the MFTs over, which shows just how disposable WWE sees its wrestlers. There was nothing downright ugly on this week's SmackDown, and quite a pleasant change from the real rubbish we've been getting for most of the year. SmackDown still has a long way to go to prove that creative is working overtime to produce compelling TV, and fans will still have to wait and see if these two shows are flukes or the start of a big turnaround. What do you guys think of the blue brand this week? Let us know in the comments down below. And now let's move on to the news. Now, first story looks Rhea Ripley injured. At top of today's news is a report that Rhea Ripley suffered an injury during a match in Japan. Inside the Ropes is reporting on what happened during a match between Rhea Ao Sky, Raquel Rodriguez, and WWE Women's Champion Stephanie Baker. At one point in the match, Rodriguez power bombed the genius of the Sky onto Ripley. This seemed to be a moment when Rhea injured her nose. She was busted open open as the cameras captured her pouring blood all over the place. After the fatal forward title contest, Mommy was assisted to the back. Rhea had some fun with a mishap, posting a picture of her injury via X next to a dog with the message twins. The incredibly over WWE star didn't miss a step, posting a video on X showing off her battle wounds, messaging fans, "Thank you, Japan. I still love you." There's no word on whether the nose injury will keep Ripley off TV, but if so, we will have to decide who will take a place at War Games, as there have been reports that Aya, Ayo, Sky, Charlotte, Flair, Alexa Bliss, and AJ Lee will join forces at Survivor Series. We're wishing all the best to Rhea for a full recovery. Next, women in WWE feared and were disgusted by Brock Lesnar's return. Now, Brock Lesnar is back in WWE, but it's been reported in the Wrestling Observer his return might not be the sensation WWE is trying to present it as. As one could imagine, there were mixed feelings on the decision to bring him back. It was told to us that some were strongly against it, and that some women on the staff were even more unhappy, with one using the term privately, disgusted. Even after, there was believed Lesnar's return provided a momentary live pop. But even though the fan reaction in the building was more a huge star was back as a positive and not a negative, many production team members don't believe he moved the needle past the first week, and many felt that the segment with R-Truth was embarrassing. Now remains to be seen what long-term plans WWE have for Brock Lesnar and whether fans will continue to support him. Next up, a medical update on Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu was written off TV last night after a mystery assailant dropped production equipment on the Samoan werewolf, leading him a bloody mess and knocking out his teeth, as well as his #1 contenders match against Drew McIntyre for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Now, Body Slam. Net's Corey Hayes is reporting on why Jacob will miss time currently estimated to be until 2026. He's getting his entire mouth worked on press for details. Hayes responded that the work is not cosmetic and is for health reasons. We're sending our well-wishes to Jacob Fatu for a speedy recovery. Next up, who wrecked Jacob Fatu? Wrestling self-proclaimed all gas and no brakes will undoubtedly be locking horns with Drew McIntyre when he returns. And some fans believe that the former U.S. champion will have more reasons for wanting to get his hands on Drew McIntyre. In case you missed last night's Blue Brand, Jacob Fatu approached Cody Rhodes backstage telling the American Nightmare he was coming for him after he defeated Drew McIntyre. Match that never happened. Now, just who took out Jacob is unknown, as Drew McIntyre claims that he wasn't responsible. However, some fans are already pointing to the backstage video and claiming that Drew McIntyre can be seen in the video and was perhaps preparing to strike. Next, AJ Styles says goodbye to Japan. Wrestling fans attending WWE's Japanese tour were in for a treat as AJ Styles appeared after the show with a special message for fans. The Observer described what happened, noting Styles appeared with Shinsuke Nakamura and CM Punk. Punk told the fans that the show was likely AJ's last performance in Japan, and he thanked the fans. "It should be me thanking you for everything you've done for AJ Styles. So thank you for everything you've done for me. I don't know where I would be without you. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be here in the WWE if it wasn't for you coming and wrestling in Japan. But I wrote something, and I had it translated in Japanese because I want to make sure it's said in your language so you can know how much that I love and appreciate you. So, Nakamura, if you wouldn't mind reading what I wrote." The artist Shinsuke Nakamura then read out AJ's message saying, "Everyone, as you know, when I first came to Japan, to be honest, I didn't know what the people expected from me or if someone like me would even be accepted here. But from the very first day, you welcomed me with respect and passion. Every time I passed through the curtain in the ring in Japan, I gave everything I had because I felt you were all worthy of it. In return, you gave me something I will never forget: trust, energy, and love for professional wrestling. Maybe one day I'll leave this ring, but a part of my heart will always remain here in the hearts of the Japanese people and in each and every one of you. Thank you." As several wrestlers then joined AJ in the ring with Ivar and CM Punk, lifting Styles on their shoulders as he says goodbye. A former WWE veteran female star announces retirement. It's a rapper, veteran wrestler, manager, and personality Maria Kanellis, as she recently announced on X. "In the past few years, I've had half my thyroid removed. A rare, life-threatening tumor removed along with my adrenal gland, skin cancer, pulps removed, and now I'm having my third baby. In January, my 20-year career effectively ended, which is another story. Not ready to leave wrestling completely that way, but I'm not ready to go back. When I am ready, maybe it'll be behind the scenes with a wrestling army or something else. I owe it to my younger self to have a better ending. She worked hard to start this journey, and I would like to finish it with a respect to that little girl's dream. We're wishing Maria all the best."